countering spells, drawing cards, the home of Jace, it must be blue.
Blue has a couple different facets. It's the facet of sort of trickiness and responsiveness. It's definitely the reactive color with counter spells and stuff like that. But it also is a color that can interact with the board, that can bounce things and steal things, and that it has creatures of the air and the water. So it's definitely a color that sort of, you know, helps you sort of react to the game as it goes along.
I like the card Jace the Living Guild Pact, because it's such a great story moment, and everything we went through the Dragon's Maze, and then you get to see him represented on his card.
If you follow the storyline at all of Magic, you know that at the end of Return to Ravnica block, Jace became the Living Guild Pact. And so when we were making this set, when we were making a new Jace, we of course wanted him to be the Living Guild Pact. My favorite part about this card is his ultimate. We always kind of, ultimates are hard, you kind of have to find things that feel thematic, that feel in the colors, and we were kind of playing around with ideas of what he could do, and someone had the idea of Time Twister, and we were like, well, Time Twister's not really much of an ultimate. And they said, well, what if it was just for you?
One of the sort of the up-and-coming Magic artists who I've noticed since my time here has just been progressively getting more and more awesome and blowing my mind with the quality of their work and the sensitivity of it is Chase Stone, and I think Jace the Living Guild Pact is a well-deserved Planeswalker art for him. It's just awesome stuff.
David Sirlin is a fairly famous game designer and game pundit who is a big fan of rock, paper, scissors elements in games. He is, of course, one of the folks that we reached out to have some cards made. And none of us were surprised when his card came back with a rock, paper, scissors game.
Jalira came out of this idea that we wanted a cycle of legendary creatures in Magic 2015. She started off at pretty similar to this as an idea of, well, what if we put polymorph on a creature? And it was a card that was a lot of fun. The one issue we had coming up with it was we were playing it in decks. We're like, well, we want to play this in some tokens so you can polymorph token into another large creature. And we kept hitting Jalira. And that was really awkward. We said, well, how are we going to solve this? And someone came up with the idea, well, what if it just said non-legendary? So it also slightly solves the problem just in case you can't get Emrakul with it, but there are plenty of really awesome creatures you can get with it, and it lets you really create a toolbox where you cast cards like Raise the Alarm, you know, sack them, polymorph them into another large creature. You don't have to worry about hitting Jalira again.
So with this flavor, it's pretty on the nose. Like it says, you can become anything if I just put my mind to it. So she's kind of showing the cockiness of blue mages, where they're like, I'm smarter than you. I've got control of this situation.
One of the things we really like to do in core sets is make clean, simple cards that we can reuse in other products, as well as just something that doesn't have to be as esoteric as things in some of the other expansions. And so Frostlinks is a very simple card. It enters the battlefield, it taps a guy, it locks him down. This was a card that we used to do in white, and we actually had a meeting to kind of discuss this. And the decision we came up with was, well, white should have creatures that come into play, tap something for one turn, and blue should have ones that enter the battlefield and tap them for more than one turn. And so as a result, we ended up creating Frostlinks, both to help out several of the limited decks in M15 Limited, but also to just kind of establish what the color is supposed to be doing.
I get to add it to my cat deck, and when a new set comes out that I haven't worked on, so I don't know if there's any cats in it or not, I always go through and try to find something to add to my favorite casual deck.
Illusory Angel is a card that was originally in Planechase. It's, we always look for a little bit of an opportunity to bring in cards that were in kind of supplemental products that might be fun in standard, might just be fun in limited. And this one was particularly clever because of Convoke being in the set, that you need to have cast another spell, but maybe you cast that off your first couple creatures for free, and now you get to drop this huge angel on turn 3.
Another card I love is the Giant Scissors in Soul Artifact. It turns any artifact into a 5/5 creature. Now, there's all sorts of cool combos with this, such as Ornithopter, and suddenly you have a flying 5/5, or Darksteel Citadel will give you an indestructible 5/5. But the reason I like this card is we have a slightly new templating tweak where we're saying base power and toughness of 5/5. These kind of effects have confused people for years when we're trying to set something's power and toughness. But we think just that one little word that we put in there should make it a lot clearer, and the card is super fun.
So every now and then, I did the concepting on the set. So, every now and then you get a card and you're like, okay, I could make this, this kind of creature or that kind of creature. but every now and then I want to do something really weird. And this to me felt like a scientist's or mage's experiment gone terribly wrong. And one way illustrating that was, giant scissors running amok down the street, destroying the populace and everybody, running for their lives. So I like to throw that stuff in on certain cards just to, twist it.